There is no better gift you can give your family than a safe, fun place to play. Sport Court makes a wide variety of attractive playing surfaces and components that can transform any space into a true entertainment center. Every day we read headlines about the risks of obesity and increasingly sedentary lifestyles. Kids and adults need a place to be able to exercise and play games with friends and family. Sport Court allows you to provide a fun environment where your family can play with reduced risk of injuries, right at your own home. Sport Court combines an unfailing commitment to innovative design and rigorous testing to ensure a safe, quality surface that will last for years. Sport Court's athletic surfaces help prevent injuries and reduce wear and tear on growing joints and limbs. Steve Swanson is the director of the Biomechanics Lab at the Orthopedic Specialty Hospital, also known as TOSH, in Salt Lake City, Utah. He is also the Chief Science and Technology Officer of the Athletic Republic. Steve and his staff recently conducted testing on Sport Court's Power Game modular athletic surfacing.
The purpose of this test was to look at how athletes experience shock when they land from a jump on either a bare force platform, which is very similar to a concrete surface, or onto the Power Game surface. We use several pieces of equipment. One, tiny sensors called accelerometers, which measure the shock that the body experiences. We put those on the leg and on the head to get an idea how that shock was transmitted through the body. And we also looked at how the athletes were moving in 3 dimensions, so we looked at precisely their motions and also the forces that they experience at their feet. In any sort of activity, running, jumping, we're trying to protect our brain. So we're going to adapt to the surface and try and minimize the shock that reaches our head. So what happens is if it's a harder surface or one that we have difficulty absorbing the shock, what happens is the loads to the joints, the muscles, the tendons in our lower body and trunk take a little bit more load. Sometimes if there's a lot of exposure to those hard impacts, it may be associated with overuse injuries like a shin splint or muscle soreness, things like that. Basically what we found was that the Power Game significantly reduced the amount of shock that was absorbed by the body during landing from a jump. Because Power Game was able to reduce the shock that the body had to attenuate, your kids, yourself, as you land from jumps, that's going to be just less wear and tear on your body. What we're looking at here is an animation that represents what we measured in terms of the movements of the body. You can see the representation is the skeleton. And here the subject is jumping off of the box. It's going to land down on the force platforms, and you'll see red arrows come up that represent the forces that the body experiences during the landing from the jump. So really what we're measuring is the amount of shock that the athletes experienced on their leg and also up on their head. And so that way we get an idea of how the body's attenuating the forces, the impacts that's associated with landing.
Power Game is designed with a patented 2-tiered construction that absorbs shock better than any product in its class. Many Power Game customers, young and old, can immediately feel the benefits of Power Game's shock-absorbing structure. In addition to the tests done at TOSH, other tests conducted by independent third-party laboratories show that Power Game provides better traction during active play and reduces the likelihood of skin abrasion and head injuries in the case of a fall. Sport Court has been providing families with safe places to play together since 1974. We developed the original game court surface and are the recognized leader in sports surface technology. More athletic events are played on Connor Sport Court surfaces than any other sports flooring in the world. Sport Court brings the championship home to you, using the same quality, innovation, and technology that has made us the official surface of the NCAA Final Four, NCAA and USA Volleyball, and the U.S. Soccer Foundation. From the backyard to the Final Four, we're with you all the way.